Last time on Fables of Four.
Desmond was just completing a dungeon inspection when he and the guard with him stumbled across an old man in the snowy night claiming to be a dragon. Upon dragging him to the nearby quadball stadium, meeting up with Clarabelle and Tom, both the quadball team and the Academy Potion Master turned up to see the commotion. After an outburst from Jove, Clarabelle went to follow up with him in the town jail, while Desmond eavesdropped as the quadball players discussed a mysterious plan. Will they be able to solve this mystery, or is it too late for Jove? Find out now.
Clarabelle is sitting in her restaurant, sipping coffee and watching the young waitresses get everything ready for the day. Outside of an elderly couple and a few chipper academy students, the place is barren. Breakfast isn't popular after a big night game. To her surprise and slight dismay, the next customer to enter is Ronuld.
Hey, you guys serve eggs?
Fried, scrambled, even poached if you want it. I'd suggest the biscuits and gravy to pair.
Hot damn, that sounds good.
Good morning to you too, Mr. Donaldson.
You remembered my last name? Holy, you're sharp.
I remember a lot of things. I don't remember making a morning appointment with you, though. Not that you aren't welcome.
Yeah, well, I asked around for you because I have some information. By the way, can you spot me on this meal? I'm a little low on gold.
Gold? The most expensive item on the menu is 3 silver.
Low on silver, too.
Clarabelle squints at him. Another brisk sweep of winter morning air turns their attention to the door. Desmond and Tom have arrived.
Should we come back later?
No need. I think Ronuld here might be able to help us. Ronuld, this is Uncle Tom Herschel, a friend of mine, and Mr. Desmond, his traveling associate.
Holy smokes, look at the size of that joker.
Ronuld gawks at Tom, who smiles uncomfortably and nods a little. Desmond extends a hand for a handshake, and the dwarf does so with gusto.
Good to meet you. Where do you know Clarabelle from?
Jail.
What Mr. Donaldson means is that we met last night, after I followed up with the Jove situation. Speaking of, Ronuld, you said you'd be releasing Jove if he wasn't free this morning.
Huh. I did, didn't I? Well, I forgot, but that doesn't matter because he got bailed out last night. Or this morning. It was hard to tell. It was still dark out though, I know that.
Bailed out? By who?
Angry goblin shortstack that brought him in. And by the way, you're covering, right?
Everyone at this table is getting a free breakfast, Ronuld. I'm the owner.
Score! Sure as hell getting the biscuits and gravy then. Those eggs and potatoes look like they absolutely slapped too.
You said the goblin bailed him out? The one you went to the dungeon with? Yes, Desmond?
Correct. Miss Sherry is the groundskeeper and head guard for the quadball stadium area of the campus. There are many locked areas around the stadium, and she is the key holder.
Ronuld, did Sherry say who bailed out Jove?
I don't think so. She had a lot of coins on hand. Thought it was strange that somebody would be walking around with that much cash on them. But she didn't say who did it. Seemed a bit off when she was doing it, though.
Off how?
I don't know. She was all angry and sassy the first time she came in, but real tame and almost jumpy the second time.
Maybe she was sleepy. You said it was late, yes?
I'm not even gonna pretend to understand women.
It would be a good idea to interview her. She seemed displeased with my general presence, so I would suggest someone else.
I'd love to, but it would have to be later. I've got an appointment with the potion master around lunch.
I will go to her. She can try my new yabasi pork stew with fried greens. It will warm her good.
She was averse to individuals of tall stature, but she was very interested in food, so that might be the most satisfactory approach.
A waitress comes by their table and they place their orders.
Now, Desmond, I recall you were investigating our friends in the quad ball change room. How did that go?
There is a security wall I was unable to pass, but I did overhear some interesting discussion points. The quad ball team may be facilitating a secret operation that has some members distressed. Dustin had an intense discussion with an individual named Price about it.
Price Wellborn. Right. I think he's the team lead chaser. Sophomore, I believe.
He is also the person who decided to target Jove. With what and how so, I am unsure.
See, Ronald? I was saying Joe's behavior seemed unnatural. I'm pretty sure it was a spell of some kind.
What are we supposed to do about it? Nothing they tried last night works. Unless one of you are some type of archmage, the best we can do is just find the guy and talk to him.
You know, that actually wouldn't be a bad idea. Maybe something has changed since last night. Maybe the spell wore off.
Well, I asked all over the place for him this morning and couldn't find him.
I'll accompany you this time. I have some spells that might help.
It's also pretty early. I assume after breakfast there ought to be a few more people out we can speak with.
If we go searching around the quadball stadium, Sherry may intercept us. Uncle Herschel, do you think you could double your interview as a distraction?
Yes, I will make the pork extra tasty.
Wait, what in tarnation? I thought you were her uncle.
Surely not biologically, I hope.
Sorry, doll, that word's a little too big.
Do not worry, Ronald. I am everybody's uncle.
Their food comes out shortly after, sizzling and smelling amazing. Hunger and a delicious country breakfast stifle all talk of strategy or revelry.
Natural 20.
Heads turn along the bright, snow-lined streets of the main square. An orc is a rare sight in the cold reaches of Mage Hollow, and a friendly one even less so. But this orc in particular carries a large box on his shoulder with something heavenly inside. Whatever warm, spiced, perfectly charred delights are in that box are unlike anything most passers-by have ever smelled before. He even gathers a curious crowd before his trio departs town and approaches the quadball stadium grounds.
Come on, Uncle. The gobbo isn't going to eat all of it. He could at least give me a corner.
I can assure you she will eat all of it.
Glad you like it. Clarabelle had the best kitchenware, so my new recipe was very fun.
Desmond gets a ping on the holy symbol he uses as an arcane focus, his ID badge. The spell he has running, Locate Object, picks up that Jove's cloak is about 100 feet into the tree line.
He's near. Best of luck, Uncle Herschel.
Tell Jove I said hello.
Confound it. If there are any leftovers, I call dibs.
The pair split from Tom, crouching through watery clumps of snow and towards the tree line. Ronald takes out his bow and nocks an arrow.
Harming Jove is unnecessary for our objective.
They're drow in these woods, too. Might have 'em hogtied. Use that cloak to lure us in.
Good point. I'll remain alert.
They enter the tree line. Now, with the icy skeletons of oaks towering all around them, it feels more claustrophobic. The forest is eerily quiet, and both warriors are on high alert. Desmond continues to follow the spell's directions, 50 feet, 20, 10, until...
Something's wrong.
Point and I'll start shooting at it.
It's not that. The spell is saying Jove's cloak is a foot beneath us.
What in tarnation? Are you sure it's working right?
It is an innerable effect.
Big word, don't know what it means.
Natural one.
All at once, Ronuld remembers his tracking skills. He turns around, but his and Desmond's footprints have already messed up what could have been a good lead. He was so focused on looking out for Drow that it didn't cross his mind.
Yeah, confront it! If we wanted to do any tracking, we can dump that in the outhouse.
We still have a lead. There is no snow on the ground here, and it is uneven.
Think he buried his cloak?
Desmond nudges the dirt with his foot. It's loose.
It is possible. Given the resources required for that spell, I prefer avoiding its reuse.
Well, I got something better than your resources, you pleb.
Ronuld gets on his knees and begins to scoop up dirt with his bare hands. Not even a minute into the task, he uncovers something. Desmond leans in as the dwarf continues digging, gently. They both see it at once. The sleeve of Jove's robe. And his knobby palm.
Sweet lordy, he got gut.
It's cold, otherwise there should have been a smell. Poorly dug and shallow grave means the culprit must have been alone or in a hurry.
If I was thinking straight, I probably could have told you how long ago he was buried. Shucks. I was rooting for the guy.
The two stand solemnly over the exposed wrist for a few moments. It remains still.
What's the move? Get the cops? Have the cleric come in and give him a proper burial?
Both. But before we alert the authorities, I'd like to review this place with my lantern of revealing. There could be some important clues or invisible spells that we might otherwise miss. The inn I stay at is not very far from here, about 5 or so minutes walk.
Mind if I come with? Not trying to stay in here with Mr. McDead in the weirdly quiet forest.
That will be fine.
The dwarf respectfully pulls dirt back over Jove's hand. The pair head towards the inn.
Do you think it was the gobbo? I'm pretty sure a tank like Uncle could take her, but maybe we ought to warn him anyways. Or just shoot her and take the food. Solve the case.
I doubt Miss Sherry is the culprit. Even though she was last seen with him, I find it hard to associate a motive with her. She would have even less of a motive to harm Uncle Herschel.
Maybe she's just crazy and likes killing people. She's a goblin and a woman. Who knows what the hell is going on up there?
I would prefer more concrete evidence.
The only 2 times I saw her, she was either yelling at people or acting jumpy. I've seen a handful of killers in my day, young'un. Some of them act like that.
Desmond doesn't reply. The two of them soon enter the town and come upon the inn. Desmond looks up at his room window and spots a hooded figure inside. Ronuld notices the paladin staring and follows his gaze.
Guessing that's not your uncle.
The build and wardrobe don't match. No one else should be in the room.
Well, hot damn. Can't catch a break, can you?
We're watching you from the shadows in the corner. We're waiting for you to fall asleep. And when you do, Woods of Awakening, out now.
Tom knocks on the door of the guard shack.
Just a minute.
The door creaks open. Sherry looks haggard, her big eyes weary, her hair unkempt, and her cheeks stained with tears. Tom can't see the rest of the shack since the goblin has the door cracked and is poking her head out. As soon as she registers his height, her eyes narrow.
Take a hike. Unless Drow burning down the stadium, I don't see her.
The smell of Tom's outstanding dish hits her.
Oh gods. What's in that box on your shoulder?
I wanted to come and thank you for all your hard work yesterday. But I can go. Sorry.
Hey, wait! Don't leave.
She looks uncertainly at the inside of her shack, then back at Tom. Her stomach grumbles loudly.
Give me a second. Don't leave. Just...
She slips back into her shack, and there is a whirlwind of crashes and scrapes and drawers being slammed. And then the door opens again, wider.
You can come in for a few minutes.
Tom ducks low to enter. It looks like a tornado touchdown in here. There are papers scattered and crumpled everywhere, dirty winter clothes and gleaming trash littering the floor, candle wax and even more shiny things pooling on her desk, and a small hammock that Tom almost thought was a ratty scarf. There's so much mess, it's hard to tell where one thing ends and another begins.
There are very many things going on here.
Yeah, well, sometimes you can't have a perfectly clean guard shack for random civilians wanting to visit. So are you gonna let me have it, or you don't want me to beg?
Tom gingerly places the box down, and Sherry almost pounces on it. Opening the parcel triples the smell and fills the room with a heavenly spiced aroma. Sherry takes the lid off the large cast iron skillet to see charbroiled tomatoes and crispy peppers, melt in your mouth pork chops smothered in yabasi gravy, fried potato greens, candied mountain yams, and great white globs of fresh fufu.
Oh, Bomb, its tail, I could kiss you.
Please enjoy.
Sherry annihilates the dish, cramming food into her mouth and letting loose feral sounds of delight. Gravy and yams are getting all over her face and fingers. Tom sits on the floor to make himself smaller.
Oh, you know, you can take the fufu and use it to scoop up the...
Sherry intuits the rest, and Tom can't help but smile at how much of a natural she is. Once Sherry is finished, she sits back in her seat, her shoulders relaxed, an expression of bliss on her face.
That was the best meal I ever had.
It looks like a lot happened there.
I was gonna kick you right out after, but I think I'm just gonna sit here for a bit.
She rubs her eyes sleepily and props herself up so she won't doze off.
Sorry, I didn't sleep much last night. Else I really needed that. What do I owe you for the meal?
Oh no, it was free. It is a gift.
You sure? I got more money than I know what to do with. It's scary, you know.
She blinks blearily and rests her head against the back of the chair. Her eyes are increasingly unfocused, roaming the ceiling to stay awake.
Still, can't believe what happened to him. I didn't sleep a wink. Couldn't if I tried. Really needed that meal. How much did I owe you again?
Her eyes close. Tom reads where this is going.
Not very much. Let me do the math. So the vegetables were 3 copper pieces.
3 copper pieces.
Plus the mountain yams makes 5 copper pieces.
5 copper.
Then, let's see. The potato greens, 7 copper pieces. Sherry.
He pokes her knee, but she is out cold. Tom roots around for a pillow for her, then realizes the situation he is in and begins rooting around for anything insightful, quietly opening half-slid drawers. He finds coins, empty pastry bags, more coins, candles, dirty winter accessories, guard logs, keys, a whistle, and a dirty spade. There's one strip of parchment, uncrumpled, lying on top of a coin satchel filled to the brim. He picks it up.
This should be enough to bail out Jove. The other pouch is to bring him out by the south field. Get him there by 2 a.m. and you'll get a third.
I didn't think. No. Jove!
Tom freezes, but Sherry is still asleep. The cook casts about for something to copy this down on. There is a gentle knock on the door that causes the orc to jump. Sherry is still asleep. He waits in silence until there is a second, equally polite but now curious knock.
This a bad time?
Tom pokes his head out of the door, much to Dustin's surprise.
Hello there. You are Dustin, the good ball player, and you made the swipe to win the game.
Caught the swipe. But yeah, that's me. And you're that orc from the big thing with Jove. What are you doing here?
Tom, after a microsecond of hesitation, decides to just tell the truth.
I cooked her a meal as thanks, but she fell asleep right after. Long night.
I bet so. With all the paperwork and whatnot, I can only imagine. Funnily enough, I also came bearing gifts of food, but a little delayed.
Oh, really?
Dustin pauses for a moment, then affixes Tom with an odd look.
How long will you be in town?
Oh, I am not sure. Maybe another couple weeks.
Just sightseeing?
Looking for work as a chef. I travel often, gathering coins to one day open a restaurant myself.
Dustin seems to consider this for a bit.
And Sherry's out cold, you said.
Tom opens the door so that Dustin can see inside, then jostles the goblin's hand. No reaction.
Okay. Well, the quadball team wanted to invite her to a dinner party in the sports lounge tonight to thank her for taking care of things.
Oh, that sounds nice.
Yeah. I'm already late to potions, so could you tell her to be there by 9:30?
Oh my, that is quite late for dinner.
True. Well, you stay safe now. I've heard some things after dark. Might not be the safest place for an orc to spend a whole week. Not everyone out here is so sweet.
Tom feels a thrill of fear up his back. He hadn't considered anything outside of nice folk in this town. Even this charming kid now comes into a sharper, more dangerous relief. They were all wizards, after all, and wizards, despite their whimsy, could be dangerous indeed.
Oh.
Yeah, no need to be too worried. You're golden, man. That was just a little forewarning. Consider it my investment in that restaurant of yours.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem. Take care.
Tom closes the door. The guard check feels just a little bit colder now. At first, a constant customer is asking about the divine, exotic smell coming from her kitchen has Clarabelle annoyed with Tom's good cooking. After perusing the business leaflet for renovation contractors, balancing her regional budget, and helping her girls through a particularly intense brunch rush, she feels much better. She has just enough time to freshen up and put in an order of beignets before Dr. Loop arrives in her brilliant green coat.
I'm not sure why I didn't make the connection before, but it's surprising to actually meet the Clarabelle of Clarabelle's Country Cooking.
Hope I'm all I chalked up to be.
Certainly. Did you come to the area just for the potion analysis?
In part. I also came in contact with a bit of extra funding after a rather interesting encounter, so I thought I'd invest in some light renovations up here.
You're an adventurer?
In the sense that all business undertakings are adventures, then sure.
Well, speaking of adventures, your potion was an exciting specimen to explore.
I was originally told it was hemp oil. Hopefully it's something a little more exotic.
Luke takes out the swirling green vial and places it on the table. She leans forward conspiratorially, her face alight with a scientist's excitement.
Clarabelle, this is a decoction. It's what potion makers mix with solvents to draw out their use. This vial alone could make about 10 potions, given the proper solvent amount.
Well, how'd he do?
That's not all. This decoction is for a potion of regeneration.
Regeneration of what? Stamina?
Flesh, limbs, organs.
Clarabelle covers her mouth with astonishment.
Oh my.
A waitress quickly rushes in during the lull, placing down a plate of beignets, 2 mugs of coffee, some cream, and a little bowl of sugar.
This vial is essentially legendary. In theory, all you need is a single organ, and this vial could make the rest of the body.
Clarabelle doesn't reply, deep in thought. She prepares her coffee and Dr. Luke mirrors her.
You like your coffee the same way, huh?
Great minds think alike. There are a few vitamins I'll need to add to mine, though.
She takes out a vial of something clear blue and adds it to her mug.
So what are you considering?
I'll have to think about it. I'd like to sell it to someone who could make better use of it, but at the same time, it could be helpful for a thread I'm following.
So either way, you wouldn't want me to have it?
No, I'd be more than happy to sell it to you. For a reasonable price, that is.
Dr. Loop gives a friendly snort and raises her mug to her lips, then stops and points above Clarabelle.
Who is the old woman in that painting?
Clarabelle turns. It's a painting of her and her grandmother. She feels the table bump and hears a slosh. Turning back, a little of her coffee has spilled out.
Ah, God, sorry, I bumped the table with my leg.
Oh, don't worry about it, hun.
She lifts her mug and wipes away the spill, then pauses. The handle of her mug is facing Dr. Loop, not herself. She glances at the potion master.
Natural one.
The potion master looks remorseful for causing a mess.
Truly, Dr. Loop, it's all right. Coffee is still coffee at the end of the day.
She raises the mug to her face good-naturedly. She has been brewing coffee long enough to ingrain its aroma into her bones. The scent she picks up, hidden among the earthy beans and smooth cream, is a familiar one, but not for coffee. It is an alchemical, gluey smell, identical to the potion Dr. Luke prepared for Jove the previous night.
Better to sip than smell, I always say.
The potion master takes a quick sip of her coffee and nervously crams a beignet into her mouth, her forehead beading with sweat.
That painting is of my Meemaw, by the way. She taught me a lot about business. She was always a smell before sip kind of gal, especially when talking big money with new people.
I'm sure she was a great woman. To great women.
The potion master raises her mug in a toast. Clarabelle smiles, but doesn't return the gesture.
I went to the jail the other night. Jove mentioned you. He said, "Ye, I've only ever been kind." Ye's your first name, I recall. Now, why might he say something like that?
Dr. Loop's eyes widen and she turns red. Oddly, she doesn't reply.
You slipped the same thing in his drink, too?
No, of course not. I never met the guy before. He was a crazy man, just saying things.
What a shame. I would have believed you 5 minutes ago, before you tried to use the same potion on me that you made for him.
Dr. Loop quickly puts her coffee mug down and looks like she's about to stand.
I'd stay right where you are, thank you. Leaving on such a misunderstanding might not pan out well for your reputation.
Clarabelle adds enough bite to keep Dr. Loop in her seat, but not enough to put her on the back foot.
No one is going to believe I did anything to you. You're grasping at straws.
It's a rather easy case. Your line could use some work, and there are simple spells to make folks tell the truth anyhow.
So what then? Are you going to blackmail me now? Is that it?
Of course not, Dr. Loop. I'd just like to know what you did to Jove. Seems like poisoning a kind old homeless man would be out of left field for an academic such as yourself.
I didn't poison him. I'm innocent.
Clarabelle raises her coffee mug in a wry imitation of a toast.
I'd call you many things. Innocent isn't one of them.
Fine. You want to know what happened? Fine. I'm screwed anyway, so what do I care? You don't scare me. I'm choosing to tell the truth because I just don't care anymore.
Dr. Loop crams a beignet into her mouth.
Damn tasty beignets and your damn good memory. I can't believe this.
Clarabelle gives a sweet smile.
Jove used to be my lab assistant. One day, we were doing an experiment with an aging decoction, Essence of Temporality. We wanted to make a few more strides in the joint research on the elixir of youth. Anyway, things went wrong and the stuff got all over Jove. He went from young and handsome to old and decrepit in a matter of seconds.
Goodness gravy.
Exposure that potent and direct, there isn't much of a cure. Spells to fix that would be expensive and rare if they even existed at all. So I fixed him up a bit and let him go.
Fixed him up, huh?
I made him think he'd always been a homeless old man. Some potions work wonders.
Memory manipulation. Then why'd you want to feed him the same potion last night?
Just precaution. He was acting very unusual last night. He was looking at me weird. Like he remembered me all of a sudden.
Interesting. And so, what might you have made me believe if I drank this here coffee?
Dr. Loop looks angrily off to the side.
I was going to convince you the hemp oil bit was the truth, and to buy it off you for cheap. I just had to tell somebody about my research. It was just too extraordinary.
Risky? Folks make a habit of underestimating me. Is it the drawl?
It's the drawl.
Clarabelle giggles and pops a beignet into her mouth.
Next time on Fables of Four.
You forced my hand, darling.
I'll go upstairs for the initial confrontation.
What have you done with that foul demon, you fool?
Stop this foolishness right now before someone dies.
Then maybe you aren't as smart as you think you are.
I didn't think things would go this far.
Try it and I'll leave you out cold.
The mystery continues.
Hello and welcome to the first of many Campfire Q&As, where you guys ask questions and I ask the characters for you. So first, we actually have a comment for Clarabelle from Kaiten P. Clarabelle is the goat.
I beg your pardon?
Yeah, a goat, it's like it means the greatest of all time.
Oh, an acronym. Well, thank you, Kaiten. I'm glad I can be an inspiration to somebody.
Alright, next up we've got a question for Tom from Angie. What's the best meal to cook for an enemy?
Oh yes. Oh, okay. That is an interesting question. I'd say the best thing to cook for an enemy would be a soup or a stew. There are many reasons. One, it is very easy. So if they do not like it, it is very easy to make, very cheap ingredients. So if they don't like it, you are not wasting too much. Also, if they try to attack you, you have a hot bowl of soup waiting for them. Yes.
Okay, I see. One more for you, Tom. This one comes from Spot Tray 5. Can jollof rice be vegan and still good? Like, extra good?
Yes. Jollof vegan?
Yeah. Vegan is no animal products, no butter, no milk, no meat, anything like that.
I would say yes, you can make vegan. The bouillon, need to replace the bouillon with the mushroom powder or the tafika. Do you have that in where you are from?
No, I think that might just be in region.
Yes, well, I am sure you can make the jollof vegan. That should not be too crazy. Good luck.
Alright, thank you, Tom. If you have any questions for the rest of the cast, ask them in the comments down below. This has been Campfire Q&A. See you all in the next episode.
Why the hell am I here?